Hi. Okay. I think I'm set up. Oh, and only 2 minutes to go. Okay. Hi, Albert. You notice what's behind me? Actually, I meant to take that off, but it's Hester Street in New York, circa 1910. And at the end of services, I'll talk about that a little. Okay. I don't know. I think everybody else is in. So. My leg is throbbing today. It's kind of maddening. I didn't turn to the right page. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet kulanu yachad. Hine ma tovu shevet kulanu yachad. Hi, Troy. me see if anybody else has popped into Shalom. Nope, not yet. Or at least they haven't. If they have, they haven't said hi or hey or whatever. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorak. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai HaMevorak Leolam Vaed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. That's what I forgot to do. Okay. Ahavat Olam. Your love has embraced us always, in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. The Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Ellen is here. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you on this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your house and on your gates. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy before your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God. Adonai Elohechem emet. Mi chamocha. like you, Adonai, among all that is worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Hashkivenu. O God, you are a consolation to your creatures, for in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care, and we are comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawns give us confidence, and sleep is a friend. You are here. We fail words to say, Ma Tov. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkadav, yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrakirutei ve'likmachutei, dekai yekonu v'yom, yekonu v'chayed, kol beit Yisrael, bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, dimeru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah bevarak, le'olam olam me'amaya, yitbarak, yitbarak, v'yishtabak, v'yitbar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei d'kodesha berichu, leila mikol birkata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nekamata, daviran be'alma, dimeru, amen. And we come to the Amidah. Adonai, sifatai tiftaku fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor ve'Hanoro, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei HaKol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, leman shema ve'ava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, nechayei hakol atah, Rav le'oshia, morid hatal. Nekakel kaim bekesed, nekayei hakol berakamim rabim, somek yofelim verofei kolim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, nikamu kama gevurot, umidom elach, melech beimit ubekayeh, umatz mi'akishua. Baruch atah Adonai Mekayeh Hakol. Can you stop for a moment and just say your own private prayer from your heart? Oh, say shalom bimroma, say shalom, alenu ve'akol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ואמר דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחיי כון וביומי כון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויבא ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. Hi. I'm going to do I haven't done for a while our little Torah reading. This is from Bahar Bechukotai, and it's not a very long aliyah, but it's kind of fun. Sorta. So, Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, ve'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. This is from Leviticus 20, chapter 25, verse 39 through 43. Amen. V'chi yamuch, v'chi yamuch achicha imak v'nimkar lach, lo ta'avod vo avodat aved. Kesachir ketoshav yeh imach ad shenat hayovel ya'avod imach v'yatsa me'imach הוא ובניו עמו, ושב אל משפחתו, אל אחוזת אבותיו ישוב. כי עבודי הם אשר הוצאתי אותם מארץ מצרים, לא ימכרו ממכרת עבד. לא תרדבו בפרך, ויראת מאלוהיך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. So what I just read was, I didn't need the glasses to read from the other thing, but I do from this. If your kin under you continue in straits and must be given over to you, do not subject them to the treatment of a slave. Remaining with you, reminds me of Cinderella somehow. Remaining with you as a hired or bound laborer, they shall serve with you only until the Jubilee year. Then they, along with any children, shall be free of your authority. They shall go back to their family and return to the ancestral holding, for they are my servants whom I freed from the land of Egypt. They may not give themselves over to servitude. You shall not rule over them ruthlessly. You shall fear your God. Interesting that in verse 40 it says, until the Jubilee year. The Jubilee year is the 50th year. So in Deuteronomy, unlike in Exodus, where they say that the slaves have to be released every 7 years, this one is only in the 50th year. 50th year is part of the national calendar. Actually, they're talking about, in Israel, they're talking about going back to the Shemitah process. According to this law, one who begins service in the 46th year of the Jubilee cycle would be released less than 4 years later. And this includes their children, although it uses the masculine for children. Doesn't say anything about the daughters. There's not a lot about women in Leviticus. And it appears that they probably would become bond slaves just by the nature of the fact that they were women. And since this is Mother's Day coming up, I wanted to read a poem that a friend of mine wrote for her mom. She's not Jewish. She was on my board a few years ago, but her husband passed away. She's pretty much unable to do a lot, and I don't do a lot with my congregation live. At any rate, she writes this about her mom. Some mothers have small and smooth hands. Some have rough hands from hard work. Some are large, but all of them hold love. My mother's hands were small and soft. When she stretched out her hands to hug me, I felt so safe and loved. My friend's mother's hands held her tight and took all the fears away. Her mother told her that even though she did not give birth to her, she was conceived in her heart, and she carried that love for more than 9 months. Mulligan's mother's hands are large, and she pets his body so gently, checking for burrs in his paws. He senses her love through her rough hands. Shasha's mother's hands empty the litter box and keep it clean. She holds Shash in her lap, petting her as the cat purrs. Socrates' mother's hands are so steady as she extends her finger in his cage to hold him steady and gently. She talks to him as she strokes his head. She looks lovingly at him as he tweets. Another mother's hands tend to a garden, as if every plant were her special child. All the plants bloom so beautifully as they grow in her love. A mother's hands are special as they spread love to all they come into contact with. Now take a moment and look at your own hands. Remember what they have been through. Your journey of love has been a long one, and it has made you stronger. Happy Mother's Day to you all. You are what holds everything together. Okay, I'm going to do the counting of the Omer. I need to go back to sharing the screen. Where is it? It is. And every time I do that, I lose the chat. I don't know where Princess Tanoki is. She may be. She didn't get a lot of sleep. So do we know what day this is? Don't say it. I know what day yesterday was. So today is whatever the next day after yesterday was. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav Tzivanu Sfirat HaOmer Hayom 40 Yom Shehem 5 Shavuot ו5 ימים לעומר. 40. Day 40. Not many left. Okay. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתגעים ומודים Livnei melech malkei hamelakim hakadosh baruch hu. Ours is the duty to praise the All-Sovereign, to honor the artist of creation who made us unique in the human family with a destiny all our own. For this we bend our knees and bow with gratitude before the Sovereign Almighty, Monarch of all, wellspring of holiness and blessing. On that day, the eternal shall be one, and God's name shall be one. We've had a number of bad stuff happening over the past several months. Since January, really, it's been kind of been nonstop. Every week there's been something. Last week it was the Lag BaOmer tragedy in Mount Meron, Israel. So we have to pray for the ones who've been injured, the ones who've lost loved ones. There were Americans and there were children. We're also, this week it was Mexico. The subway overpass collapse, which was an accident should not have happened, from what everyone seems to gather. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. I'm also praying for Andrew Brown, the Andrew Brown Jr. family, for John Ugazian, Susie Hall, Alexei Novalny, my friend Max Smith, my friend Taylor White, the families of all the mass shootings. Ziona's not here today, but Ziona, her mom, Chava Bat Elsa, and their whole family, they lost 2 of their doggies. Yosef Ben Albert and Valerie Madison, Rav Galit Shira Bat Sarah, Shiron Ben Sarah, Menachem Ben Menashe, Ada Bat Chanya, Bat Yamalka Bat Perel Chaya, Roland and Judy Hansen, Shendel Bat Sharon, Chana Bat Shendel, and all the COVID-19 victims. And if you all want to unmute and tell me if you have someone else you would like to pray for. Amy. I couldn't hear you. I don't know why I'm something. Well, I think I know what happened, but this. Let me see if I can fix. See if I can get my system to work. Interesting. It's supposed to be working.
There you are.
There we go.
Anybody?
Gotcha. Okay, you just came on. Alrighty. I updated my system this morning. And sometimes that knocks the sound wacky. Okay, Amy, you want to do it again, or do you want...
Oh, God, I mean, all right, there we go.
No, well, it's all right. I mean, God heard you.
No. Pam Hazel, you look crazy silly, Mr. Bob. Rabbi Nancy Janice, her brother Jeffrey, Valerie Madison, my identical twin brother over there, Brenda Morgan, Ruth Newman, Roman and Judy Hanson, Miss Girl Nancy, her son Matthew, who won't talk to her, but I don't know, Fiona Nadine, her mom Linda Davis, Mercedes Miller, her Aunt Margie, who's doing awesome. Woo! Thanks, Gus. Robert Weaver, Jerry Michael, Marietta Presser, Israel Presser, India, and Jennifer, and the rest of the whole world, crazy world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Albert.
Rabbi Levy Slater, her husband Bob, my sister Amy, my wife Valerie, Aaron, Maddie, and Trey, my brother Malcolm, I pray for my mother Rose, and I pray for all the sick and afflicted in the world, including myself.
Okay. Troy.
I'm so thinking of the victims from the Indianapolis shooting and those in Israel, the Mount Meron, and let's see, one in Mexico. I think there was something in Virginia where they shot the CIA or something.
Oh.
That guy,
yeah.
the guy that got shot, he was from Indianapolis, but I don't know if he was the good guy or the bad guy. Made it sound like he was the bad guy, but I don't know.
The way I heard it was somebody tried to break into, or with a car or something, tried to break into the CIA. Why would somebody do that? That was suicide by government, you know.
Well, somebody set fire arson to the Amtrak building in Indy, and that's all federal. So they're looking for him. They're going to catch him. I guess they're going to spend the rest of their life in jail or something. I don't know.
It's been crazy. It's been nuts. Okay, Ellen.
Okay. All those who are suffering physically and emotionally, Marlene Batchaya, Paula Backrose, the people of Myanmar and Brazil and India who are suffering.
Right. Lots of South America, Uruguay, and not just Brazil. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion, for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
May the source of strength Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of the spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai rofei hacholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals the sick. Quit that. You're telling me what I'm doing wrong. And the Mourner's Kaddish. And we are praying for those who have died in Israel, the Lag BaOmer disaster, those who were killed in the Mexico City tragedy, former schoolmate of mine, Johnny Crawford, Olivia Dukakis, Mechaya Bryant, Chana Bat Avraham Vesara, Adam Toledo, Dante Wright, the Capitol Police who were killed in the recent violence, all the COVID-19 victims, 160,000 people in this country alone, all victims of racial injustice. And if you'd like to unmute and join me in the Mourner's Kaddish and say who you'd like to pray for this afternoon. Ellen.
All those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Selma Bat Ida. All those who have died in Myanmar, India, Brazil, Mexico.
Troy?
Yeah, let's see.
Huh?
Indianapolis victims, let's see.
It's horrible.
I think. Hold on, my year, her birthday was the other day. Let's see, who else?
Okay.
That's all I can think of right now.
Albert?
Oh boy. The Yom HaShoah, Archie Father Albert, my brother Stevie, my grandparents, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, and cousins, Jack and his family, Jane and her family, Will and his family, Estelle and her family, and Helen Handelay.
Amy?
All right. Isaiah, Aziz the Giraffe, April the Giraffe, Beverly Fletcher, Beverly Eason, Lorraine Cooper, Paul Christensen, Brian Sicknick, Harold E. McGood, my friend Beth, Lane and Kat Bragg, Ginny Mayer, Jared Lake, Charles Taylor Jr., Eric Calley, Sapphire's Pup Dog, Scott Whitehead, Dante Ray, Rapper DMX, Olympia Dukakis, and Walter Manuel died too. He was only 90-something.
Okay, please join me in the Mourner's Kaddish.
Okay.
Yitkadal, Yitkadash,
Shemei
Ve'alma divarach Yehudeh, ve'amlich malchuteh, ve'chayecha v'yecha, v'chayei v'kol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'yisman kariv, ve'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabam v'borach le'alam olal ne'almayim. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal. Shemei Kedisha,
Ela min kolkata
Ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, ve'amiran be'alma v'yehu amen. Yehi shalom arabanim shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imaru amen. Osei shalom b'mama, asei shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imaru amen.
Amen. See, that's not fair.
How did we do that? That was how did we all end at exactly the same moment and yet sound like we were all on saying different words?
That's okay. We could be all over the place. That's fine. We are all over the place.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a moment because I want to do a special song for you and for Mother's Day. And I've got to preface it a little bit. I did this in a video for Mother's Day for my community. And you can see the background. That's Hester Street, New York, circa 1910. And in the video, I prefaced the song by saying I wasn't born Jewish, and therefore I didn't have a Jewish mother. But when I became Jewish, I suddenly realized I had thousands of Jewish mothers and Jewish grandmothers, and oh God, it was amazing. And I still love them. Some of them are still here. Some of them have gone on. I have one in Florida I call Mamala, and and she calls me Bubala. She's 99, and I'm sending her flowers. But she doesn't use the computer, so it's... So for all of my Rinas and Ritas and Helenes and Sharons and all my mamalas and all of their mamalas. Of things I should be thankful for, I've had a goodly share. And as I sit here in the comfort of a cozy chair, my fancy takes me to a humble East Side tenement, 3 flights up in the rear, to where my childhood days were spent. It wasn't much like paradise, but mid the dirt and all, there sat the sweetest angel, one that I fondly call my Yiddish Mama. I need her more than ever now. My Yiddish Mama. I long to kiss that wrinkled brow. I long to hold her hand once more as in days gone by, and ask her to forgive me for things I did that made her cry. How few were her pleasures. She never cared for fashion styles. Her jewels and her treasures, she found them in her baby's smiles. Oh, I know that I owe what I am today to that dear little lady, so young yet gray. To my wonderful Yiddish Mama, Mama.
on Sunday because she's not here. But
Thank you.
Oh, that
You
was
did an
beautiful.
you did an outstanding job. Thank you.
Yes.
Years ago,
Yes.
I used to listen
Yeah.
to Sophie Tucker.
see, this is our
That's
mother.
what you should
My
have
brother.
done sometime.
See, that's our mommy.
Oh, God bless
I
you.
didn't bring a jacket.
Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. And I'll be back tomorrow night and Saturday, but, you know.
You look wonderful. You look wonderful, Rabbi. You look very good.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
I'm working on it.
You look great. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
I am so proud of you, Rabbi. So
Thank you.
very proud of you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Victor brought in the new our sofa in the apartment. Looks very nice.
Oh,
You saw the picture? No. You did FaceTime.
Think of the good things.
I will. Thank you.
Remember the good things.
Absolutely.
Remember the wonderful things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Shalom.
Shalom. Laila Tov. Erev Tov.
Laila Tov.